Okay, the reason we're here today is to kind of go over what the AllCore360 can do. The AllCore360 is a complete core challenge. It's designed to really address the full potentiality of the core. The core is made up of dozens of muscles that start at the chin and end at the pelvic floor. We're going to develop all those muscles in the full 360 degrees. As soon as we turn the button on, game's on. Initially, Dr. Leslie, as she's starting to lean back, all the muscles of her anterior core compartment have to contract to keep her body off that back pad. So that's 100% anterior. Once it stabilizes and starts to turn, that challenge, instead of being totally 100% anterior, it goes 90%, 10%, 80, 20, 70, 30, 50, 50, until eventually we've got 100% of the lateral compartment engaged. By combining the contraction of 2 or 3 or 4 adjacent muscle groups, you actually develop coordination. Dr. Leslie's developing coordination just by sitting and turning in this chair. The law is called Hebb's law. Muscles that fire together wire together, and after just 3 times on the device, the neurons thicken and the coordination occurs. What we're trying to develop is core balance. The only way Leslie would know if she was in balance is how she experiences the challenge. So as we go through the program, what we find in the human body is we have 3 primary imbalances. We have a big imbalance front to back, which means our muscles of our abdomen are weaker than the muscles of our back. We were brought into the world either right or left-handed, most of us, which means one of those sides are more dominant and oftentimes stronger. And the third imbalance we see is we have a preference for either turning clockwise or counterclockwise. All of us enter the AllCore360 imbalanced in all those 3 ways. Those are the imbalances that lead to the biggest bulk of back discomfort and injuries that we suffer as humans. In just a month, we'll be able to balance that core for her. The challenge is an isometric challenge. The difference between isometric and isotonic, isometric means the muscles don't shorten. So when you think about how we can temporarily normally train our core, we do a lot of bending and twisting and turning, when in reality, that's not how we use our core. Our core is designed to maintain a perfect posture, and as soon as we deviate from it, to rapidly return it to a perfect posture. The only way to adequately and correctly challenge the core is by maintaining a perfect posture as we move our body through space against gravity. That's how God designed the body to perform. The correct way to challenge it is in that fashion. That's why in 10 minutes, we can do what normally would take you an hour and a half out there in the gym. All those muscles firing in a coordinated fashion in 10 minutes will eat up an enormous amount of calories. So the side effect to all this balance and coordination is weight loss and a 6-pack. Life could be worse, a pretty pleasant side effect. It has a cardiovascular aspect to it. This challenge is increasing her heart rate and increasing her respirations. Picture what that really is saying. For all of us who can't get in a jogger, can't get on a bike, who have bad knees, bad ankles, no legs, all those people can now have a cardiovascular challenge. All they have to be able to do is sit in a car and get to a facility that has this device. If you can get to the building in a car, we can take care of your core and improve it. Another thing that happens a lot with our patients with disabilities, we're all pretty familiar what the term neuroplasticity is. Neuroplasticity is how your body learns new tasks. So when we have somebody that's been in a wheelchair, somebody who's gone through different type of disabilities, the body's got to relearn how it communicates with itself. And it does that by tons and millions of miles of nerves. So she has nerves in every one of her joints that tell her body where those joints and those positions are. We can put our arm out over here to our side and shut our eyes and know where our hand is. That's a body position sensor. They're in every one of our joints. Picture the dozens, if not thousands, of wires going up, showing her every second where every one of those joints are in space. That forcing that information up the spinal cord and the brain reaching down for that information is why we have those neuroplasticity responses and those almost miraculous results. 10 minutes, 3 times a week. You've got 30 minutes in your week. I know you've got 30 minutes in your week. Hour and a half workouts are passe. You don't need to do that. I can train 100 muscles in 10 minutes in a coordinated, complete fashion on the AllCore360 in literally just 10 minutes a day.